Hello there. This is where the fun begins.
Hey there guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and in this video we have some kind of rather disappointing news for the Ahsoka Disney Plus show. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hop right on into it. Before we do, go ahead and smash that like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button as well, and join us here on the channel today. In this video, we're going to be taking a read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Thrawn actor has recently came out to disappoint fans with a live-action rumor response. It is only a matter of time until the fan favorite of Grand Admiral Thrawn makes his way into live action with the Ahsoka show. Unfortunately, Danish actor Lars Mikkelsen has recently shared some news that will rather be disappointing for many Star Wars fans. Of course, if you don't already know, Thrawn was created for the beloved heir to the Empire Expanded Universe trilogy by writer Timothy Zahn. However, Dave Filoni has since then taken Zahn's character of Thrawn into animation with Star Wars Rebels, becoming such a villainous character in that show, and leader of the Empire overall as well. In the animated TV series of Star Wars Rebels, Thrawn is voiced by voice actor Lars Mikkelsen, and has not been seen since Ezra Bridger had captured Thrawn and sent him both of them into the unknown regions at the end of the show. And despite not being seen since, he has been mentioned in other Star Wars projects, notably and recently with The Mandalorian Season 2 in the Ahsoka Tano episode where she name-dropped him and she's out there looking for him, hunting for him. Ahsoka's introduction in The Mandalorian Season 2 is most notable when she asked where Thrawn is, teasing the huge role that the Grand Admiral would be set to play here in the Ahsoka show. However, when Thrawn makes the leap to live action in the Ahsoka show, coming out later this year, the Grand Admiral could need to find a new voice to help bridge the gap. In a new recent interview with Express, Thrawn actor Lars Mikkelsen debunked the rumors that he's continuing the part in live action, and despite voicing the iconic character in Star Wars Rebels, the show, he has cast some doubt on whether he will play a part in the upcoming Ahsoka show in either way, by which that he would just downright be playing this character all over, like physically and with the voice, or if he would just be doing the voice and like voice over, which was an idea that had been teased and toyed around with, more so as a fan rumor, however. So I'm just gonna go ahead and downright say and debunk that one, that just wouldn't probably be the case, especially since seeing what they did with Rosario Dawson, and they kind of just recast Ahsoka into live action essentially. They didn't have the old voice actor Ashley Eckstein kind of like dub over essentially with what Rosario Dawson was like saying and mouthing essentially. Now, whether or not the actor is returning as a Grand Admiral Thrawn has remained a mystery, and when asked by the publication, the actor could only laugh evasively. He's aware of the ongoing fan campaign for his overall return to Star Wars, but the actor shared that he has not had the offer to play the character in live action. However, all hope is not necessarily lost, as the actor would consider returning as Thrawn in future projects should the offer arise, saying that in full quote, "I am aware of that, yes. Well, I haven't had the offer, but yeah, sure." Ending that quote right there. Essentially kind of just saying that, yeah, I would return to Thrawn if I was asked to, but he's saying that in this interview that he hasn't even been asked to return as Thrawn. So from there, much like how I'm feeling and how you're probably feeling, a lot of other Star Wars fans came forward about this disappointment, their overall sadness and just disappointment here about these kind of disappointing news here overall, saying that like Lars Mikkelsen wouldn't be live action Thrawn for the Ahsoka show. It was something that was like as a rumor, especially for those people that have been watching the channel for quite some time here would know that this has really been like an ongoing like rumor kind of, and it's kind of been a thing here for like the last couple of months. Everybody thought that Lars Mikkelsen would be the one to play a live action Thrawn for the Ahsoka show and for the Mandoverse and everything like that. He is just the perfect like role. He's the perfect part for this overall role here. He is the voice, of course, already pre-established from Star Wars Rebels. He even has the looks there kind of as well there for Thrawn. However, just because Lars Mikkelsen doesn't necessarily say that he isn't going to be in the Ahsoka show as Thrawn doesn't mean that all hope is lost. Now, there's two different ways that this can go here, and first option is that Lars Mikkelsen is throwing us off the trailer. I mean, of course, they have like to sign these non-disclosure agreements and that type of thing to not like reveal that, hey, I'm going to be in it, because they want to keep that kind of stuff as a surprise. They did this for Ahsoka in The Mandalorian Season 2, they did this for Bo-Katan, they did this for Boba Fett, they did this for Luke Skywalker. You see the same thing not only with Star Wars, but with other franchises. Like, look at Marvel. Everything that Marvel's done in like the last 2 years with Spider-Man No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness and everything like that. If you are a Marvel fan, I have a Marvel channel. It's linked in the description down below. As the article, of course, reads, however, others have compared the interview due to those by Liam Neeson and Andrew Garfield. Both are well-known examples of actors who have lied about reprising some of their most iconic roles, like Liam Neeson, of course, being the beloved Qui-Gon Jinn for the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and Andrew Garfield for Spider-Man No Way Home, as I had mentioned. And so the other way that I see this going here, aside from Lars Mikkelsen kind of just trying to throw us off the trail here, would be in the idea in the sense that, hey, let's be open-minded here. There's plenty of other talented actors out there to possibly portray Thrawn in live action. We've seen it before, and we're seeing it again. We've seen it with Ahsoka coming to live action here, of course. We're going to see it for the overall Ahsoka show with the rest of the Ghost crew and the Star Wars Rebels characters like Harrison Dula and Sabine Wren. So I think the other big aspect to that is keeping an open mind to this overall thing here as well. As the Direct's article continues to go on to read that a new hope for Lars live action Thrawn is kind of a question that's posed out there. Lars Mikkelsen could be lying, as I had mentioned. After all, there is in a long tradition of actors lying to keep secrets from fans and even fellow cast and crew members, as I had mentioned. Andrew Garfield and Liam Neeson lied about returning to their respective franchises, and so did Ewan McGregor as well, despite the Obi-Wan Kenobi project being in the works since the earlier days of Disney ever since buying Star Wars back in 2012. The Mandalorian creators Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau also went to a considerable lengths to keep Luke Skywalker's cameo a secret as well in the Mandalorian Season 2 finale, and the concept art and the VFX Plo Koon was drawn instead, and not even the cast knew that Luke was going to be returning. There is also a precedent for Lucasfilm to have voice actors continue their roles in animation. Katie Sackhoff, for instance, plays both Bo-Katan Kryze in animation and in live action for the Mandoverse. However, Rosario Dawson's casting as Ahsoka Tano proves Lucasfilm to be no stranger to recasting for live action purposes and roles. Regardless of that, Thrawn's return is not confirmed, but seems to be a foregone conclusion, especially with the connections to Ezra Bridger, who has been confirmed to appear in the Ahsoka Tano show, and so is Thrawn ever since being name-dropped in the Mandalorian Season 2 as well. Now, from there, that is where the article concludes, and as I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, I have this article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. Final verdict, final conclusion, final takeaway, final stance on this here overall. There's two ways that this can go here, as I had mentioned. I'm very firm on this, is the fact that Lars Mikkelsen is throwing us off of his tail here, and off of his overall trail essentially here, and lying like every other actor kind of has done in the last 2 years about returning for these franchises, or he's being totally completely like fair and legit here about not returning for the Mandoverse here in live action as Thrawn. Into those regards, as I had mentioned, keep an open mind. I am totally open to new castings. I think that Lucasfilm has proven to do great with that, especially with Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano in live action most notably. Whichever way it's going to work out here, only time will tell essentially. I'm beyond pumped here to see Thrawn in live action and making a comeback here into Star Wars, playing such a prominent villainous type of character here for the Mandoverse here, and not to mention all the fun and exciting Mandoverse projects that we have coming up here. We have the Mandalorian Season 3 and the Ahsoka show and Skeleton Crew and so many other Star Wars projects upcoming here that are outside of the realm of the Mandoverse. Other things like The Acolyte and Star Wars Visions. So we're going to be talking about it and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, hit the subscribe button and join us here on the channel today. Of course, I would love to hear you guys all think about this in the comment section down below. What do you think here about Thrawn appearing in live action here? Do you think it's going to be Lars Mikkelsen? What do you have your takes here on this whole Thrawn situation here with Lars Mikkelsen? I would love to hear your takeaways and your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one, guys. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.